Thank you for tuning in to Tanaka TV, the best and future biggest fight channel on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that like, that comment, that subscribe button. We are currently at about 1,100 and almost 50 subs, and we're trying to get to 2,000, but we cannot do that. This channel cannot do that without your support. So thank you for those who support this channel, and thank you for those who will support this channel in the future. I truly appreciate it. Now, let's get into Francis Ngannou, and then we're going to cover a couple of topics surrounding this man, because I think this man has been through a lot in the past year or two. I think he's gone through a lot of changes and experiences in his life, and I think that it's quite the story. For all of you who may or may not know, he lost his son probably about a year, maybe a year and a half ago. It can't be any more than a year. And if anybody has experienced something even remotely close to as traumatic as that, you know that those kinds of situations could either break you or bring you to a point of hyper focus. I think we all go through things, and we process things differently. And I think some of us process traumatic experiences by going full force, full-fledged into whatever your craft is, whatever your passion is, and you take that pain, you take that experience, and you put forth an effort as a way of therapy. And I think that Francis Ngannou would have won this fight whether he had that on his back or not. But I think that there was an extra message behind it. I think there was an extra flame behind his ass because of it. And I made a video when that situation occurred in his life. The biggest loss that a human being can take or can handle is, here's the top three: sibling, a parent, and a child. Typically, on a typical basis. I understand that some people, you might lose like a grandma or a grandfather, an aunt and uncle who might have played a huge role in your life, and I'm not taking that away. I'm saying on a typical basis that those three are immensely, typically important and immensely hard to fathom as a human being on this planet. And I think Francis Ngannou took this and he embedded his pain into this fight. And I said this to myself, that whoever is fighting Francis next, I feel sorry for you. I do, because you're not beating this Francis, not this fight. And he went in there and did exactly what I thought he was going to do, was dominate and put forth a performance that we have not seen from Francis yet. And you can tell after his fight that he just kind of let his emotions go. He kind of let it all out because he's been holding in who knows what kind of emotion he's been keeping pent up. And this was a moment that he could let a bit of that out. So congratulations to Francis. Congratulations on his victory. I wish him nothing but the best. This man has been through a lot, as far as what I know. And he's probably been through more. But the story behind Francis Ngannou, I challenge a producer out there, a director out there, to make a movie about Francis Ngannou. It would be one hell of a movie. I guarantee that if you produce and direct Francis Ngannou's story the way it should be, that's a phenomenal movie. Now, we're going to shift the gears a bit. And I want to start a bit of a what if series. Do you remember, and some of you might be aware of this, that Marvel started a what if series. What if this were to happen? What if that were to happen? What if zombies were to invade the Marvel universe? How would the Marvel universe handle that situation? I kind of want to take that idea and bring it into my page, onto my channel. What if this version of Francis Ngannou were to fight Jon Jones? I think it's very unfortunate, people, that we did not get to see Jon Jones versus Francis Ngannou. I'm talking about probably the best heavyweight, the biggest heavyweight fight probably of all time. And we did not get to see it. What would happen? What if these two gentlemen were to go into the octagon? I'll tell you this. Despite everything I just said, I think Jon Jones would win. I truly do. I think Jon Jones is and has always been on a different level, in a different league when it came to being a complete mixed martial artist in the octagon. This man has an incredible striking repertoire on his belt. He has good boxing, good footwork, good defense, great Muay Thai, good kickboxing. On top of the fact that with his ability to be versatile standing up, being creative standing up, great in the clinch, transitioning into wrestling. People, he, for a great portion of his MMA career, was a white belt in jiu-jitsu and was still submitting people like Lyoto Machida, a black belt in jiu-jitsu. Vitor Belfort, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, was able to stand in the paint with people like Glover Teixeira, not fearing Glover Teixeira's grappling. A black belt in jiu-jitsu. You see what I'm saying? You see where I'm going here? Where he was able to do it all. Ground and pound. Submit. Now, maybe he couldn't knock you out. He's not known for knocking people out, but he didn't need to, people. He didn't need that knockout power to be successful. I don't think he's really, let me think about this. I don't think he's really knocked out anybody, especially with his boxing. I know he head kick pretty much knocked out Daniel Cormier. But can we really think of any flash knockouts that Jon Jones has had? No. And I think that would be the downfall of Jon Jones if he were to fight Francis, that Francis does have that flash knockout capability. So Francis would not be counted out in that matchup. However, that would be Francis Ngannou's only way of beating Jon Jones in my mind. Would be Jon zigging when he should have zagged and Francis clips him. Which is, Francis has a good chance of doing that. But if we're talking about the route and opportunities, the amount of opportunities that each fighter would have to finish each other, Jon Jones by a landslide. By a landslide, people. And I think that's why Jon Jones has been so successful in his career, is that whoever he's fought, he's had more chances and opportunities and routes to finish that fighter compared to their route of finishing Jon Jones. So yeah, I would pick Jon Jones. But I do think Francis would pose some dangers for sure. So comment down below, people, what you think about Francis Ngannou's performance. How do you feel about the rise of Francis Ngannou? And who would you have winning between Francis Ngannou and Jon Jones if they were to ever fight? A fight that we unfortunately missed out on. So comment down below, people. Let me get your opinion, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.